how am I supposed to call you by your name? Ben or Tulu? What is the correct way?
So my first name is Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can call me Ben. So
It's
my,
Ben.
my family name is Tully.
Okay.
Yeah, and in very formal situations in English, we would say like Mr. Tully.
Uh-huh.
So like if I were at school, we don't have a word. We don't say teacher when we address our teachers.
Really?
We would call them by their family name. So Mr.
Okay.
Tully or Mrs. for a woman who's married.
Uh-huh.
Mrs. Tully and Ms. for a woman that we don't know, married or not. But in this kind of one-on-one informal situation, it would just be first name, so Ben.
Okay.
You can call me Ben.
Okay. So would it be kind of impolite or rude if I call you Ben if I met you for the first time?
No, I don't think so. It wouldn't be impolite or rude. No.
Okay.
I think it's very normal in English to use people's names. We don't have as strict of a
Hierarchy?
a hierarchical sort of, you call it hyoching, right? Something like that.
Sorry? 호칭.
Hyoching. So we don't have this kind of very strict title structure. So yeah, we use. You can use names much more comfortably.
Okay. By the way, speaking of the hierarchy, Korea and generally speaking, Asian countries are kind of notorious or known for strict, rigid hierarchy, especially between old and young people. And have you also kind of felt or noticed how hierarchical the Korean society is?
Of course,
Really?
yeah, every day, and
Really?
learning Korean as a second language, it's to a lot of foreigners it feels like learning almost three languages because you've got such a formal
Got it.
standard
Yeah.
and informal variations. It's almost like learning three. So you see it in
How about in terms of culture, apart from like language differences? So in terms of culture, have you ever come across any situation where you're kind of forced to be respectful for older people or your bosses if you have had ones?
Sure. You, in a work environment, you notice the behavior of your Korean coworkers when they address the owner of the school, in my case, the Hagwon owner or the head teacher or something. And so you can't help but notice when I deal with different people, it's the same thing. I feel a sense of, this person is much older than me, so my behavior is different. My body position is almost different. And I think in the UK, if I were queuing for the subway, lined up and waiting to get on, and regardless of their age, someone came past me and pushed their way to the front, we would probably say something. But in Korea, if it's a cute little grandma forcing her way, as like the stereotype is, to the front, you feel like maybe you couldn't say something very easily, you can't question
we don't dare to say
anything.
anything. Even if we, deep down, we probably could be annoyed by someone pushing their ways out of their ways. But especially for older people, I don't know, we've been just educated to show respect no matter what they do.
Sure. And so you see these little things like that.
Okay. So anyway, the first part that I prepared is